All right, Coach. First opened in 1999. There's a good look at First Energy Stadium here in Cleveland, Ohio. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Green Bay Packers and the Cleveland Browns. This fielded at the 2. A beautiful fake. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. First carry for Nick Chubb. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. That'll move the sticks for the Browns, a gain of 12.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
A run for Nick Chubb, and he'll be brought down just shy of the 45. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, said he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to them.
They go with Chubb on 2nd down. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. That's good for a Cleveland first down, an 11-yard pickup.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. They'll try to throw here. Mayfield. That's complete to Taywan Taylor. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
That's right. A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5 at the 39-yard line.
Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down.
Hey, alert!
Mayfield off the play fake. Got an open man. That's David Njoku, the tight end. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation. would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. A good pickup there for the Browns, 15 yards. Had a chance to maybe limit them to 3 if they could have gotten that stop there, but a new set of downs.
And with a new set of downs, you got to take the mentality of the whole thing. Right now, everyone's looking at the offense and saying they've got the advantage. The best defenses just say, okay, new set of downs gives us another chance to make a play ourselves and maybe change things up.
Mayfield on first down. He'll get this to Chubb out of the backfield. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. Well, he did everything but get him in the end zone there, but now they're set up. Golden opportunity, strong opening drive, and they're knocking on the door.
And the way that they did it, now look where they are on the field. All right, this is naturally set up for a running play, isn't it? But with his ability to throw the football, his accuracy on this drive, you know,
and he takes this one in for a Brown score. Nick Chubb, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Browns take it right down the field and score on the opening drive. Extra point by Seibert up and good, and it's now a 7-0 game. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Rodgers will break the huddle and bring the pack up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Now the Georgia Southern man, it's Matt Breida. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
I can't believe they didn't let you play.
Breida, he'll try the right side. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 7 yards there and a first down.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Here's Rodgers. Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. That one goes for 24 yards.
I do believe we'll see a little bit more of this as this game progresses, because when you can have that type of a gain in the middle of the defense, it hurts them in so many ways, because most teams like to be strong down the middle. And if you can sting them there, that open things up for you on the outside as well.
That's where their big tight end, is so good, that middle third, the seam routes, the in routes. Yeah, you're right. Probably see more of that.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage and fortitude to go in the middle as well, and he's got it.
On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. He gets this to Devontae Adams. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1.
Go! Push him back.
On 2nd down, a run with Breida. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
But they're getting ready to go to work now in prime real estate after that last run. Found his spot and picked up nice yardage, didn't he?
And now he's got him knocking on the door of the red zone.
Right now, you got 58. He's checking. Time's left. Check. Alert 3.
On 1st first down. Rodgers. Got a man open. It's Adams. Touchdown, Green Bay. Davante Adams. His second touchdown on the season as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Extra point try good by Gano. And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. Short kick here. Fielded about the 17. And they'll be set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 42-yard line.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Mayfield down. He's got Njoku, his big tight end. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down. And that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Just what the Browns needed there. Good for a gain of 17. Mayfield brings him up 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 5 for 5 here to begin the game. Mayfield hands it off to Chubb. And he'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 14-yard line.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Watch the screen.
Chubb. And effective running here. He'll take it down inside the 10. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. Getting the sense, Charles, they're going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far, it's working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
On 3rd down, it's Nick Chubb. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. A 3-yard loss. 4th down now. So on 4th down, out comes the Browns kicker, Austin Seibert. These two teams all tied after one.
With the score tied 7-7. Austin Seibert for the Browns field goal. 28 yards.
Seibert able to knock this one through. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So they put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out in the red zone.
Yeah, I know a lot of people look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? Didn't get the touchdown. But that's actually okay. They got 3 points. Able to give their defense a little bit of rest, let them settle down over there. So all in all, to me, that's a good drive.
And he'll be taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there. When you call a wide receiver screen, no matter how many blockers you get in front of the guy that catches the ball, there's still an aspect of the guy catching it, turning into a runner, breaking tackles and creating his own yardage, and he just did on that play.
Check 53, here we go. Hey, 88. Box it. 53,
Here's Breida. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 7 yards there and a first down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Check. Rally. Don't rest, rally. Watch the ship. Tight down, there.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. Now a give coming right is Breida. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
And it's 3rd down.
It looks like a nickel set now for the Browns on 3rd down. Working from the gun, Rodgers. That'll be taken in there by James Washington. And he's got the first down yardage as he brings this up to the 47. A 5-yard pass on the heels of a 5-yard run. Good enough for the first. Rodgers will bring him up to the line, 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 6 for 6 here to start the ball game.
Also over here.
From the gun, it's Rodgers. It's caught here by Adams. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
And the Packer first down.
Rodgers will bring him up to the line, 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive.
50. Mike, 55. Check, 55. Mike.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. Pass hauled in by the 6'4" tight end Sternberger. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Mike 55. Mike 55.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Rodgers. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
This will be play number 8 here on the drive. It's 3rd and a yard.
50. Hey, you block over here. Boom. Check 55 to Mike. You got nothing to that. 5. Mike 55.
They'll try to pick this up on the ground with Breida. And they'll get this down to the 10. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another 1st down with that run.
Rodgers now on 1st down. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Well, there's still time to rectify this situation because the silver lining, they took a sack on 1st and goal. But that close to the goal line, that still definitely hurts.
1st down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further. Well, a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
You've always been very good about checking my math. Am I correct? That's the first time that it's been incomplete when they've thrown it to him?
Yes, he had caught every other ball coming his way.
So they feel like they've got something really good going there, and they're going to continue to go there until the defense makes an adjustment and takes it away.
Well, they finally made an adjustment. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 20. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. 20. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Browns defense has a touchdown. Well, we know this defense has athleticism. Spots like that prove us right.
I love the way that you spotlighted the athleticism because you and I both know the best athletes on the field, they play on defense.
I don't know. I was a kicker. You got to remember that now.
Come on, come on.
Fine. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Fielded about a yard deep. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line.
Let's go.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And following the pick six, and they had decent field position in throwing that pick six. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help them a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told us they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
He's inside.
Rodgers now on first down. Washington's got it. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Give him 18 on that play, and Green Bay has the first as well. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Let's go.
Throwing now is Rodgers. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
After the incomplete pass, here now is second and 10.
Watch the slap. Watch the slap.
They run with Breida, and he's going to take this across the 50 into Browns territory. Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up. Pretty good little two-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. Complete to Washington. What a methodical drive this is turning out to be. That time 9 yards, and the sticks move again.
But give the defensive guys a little bit of credit. They didn't let the deep ball beat them on that play, did they?
No, the drag, that guy can be your safety valve. We saw it right there.
Yeah, and it picked up a first down for them, too.
Rodgers now 12 of 15 throwing the ball, 80% so far, and it's 1st and 10.
Don't get nervous.
Operating from the gun, Rodgers. There goes a deep ball, end zone, and that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
On 2nd and 10, Rodgers. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the 1st down.
Hey, 626.
This is Homer. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down, and as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Now it's Breida. And they'll get him down right around the 16. A 3-yard pickup on 2nd and 4. Now they'll need to convert here on 3rd and a little more than a yard.
Let's get it. Green 18. 26.
They'll run this with Homer. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the 1st half. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
Hey, 626.
Now they'll throw with Rodgers. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down. They'll try to run with Breida. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Now the Packers going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the 1st half. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. Now Rodgers operating from the gun. The quick slant caught. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. A terrific job there to keep him out of the end zone. And now it'll be 4th and goal. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, the Browns are going to get the 2nd half kickoff, and they've got this lead as well as we are back and underway. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the 2nd half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never wanted to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there.
But this is
I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the 2nd half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them.
Check nine.
Going on the ground with Homer. And an alley to run. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Give him 10 there. Good enough for a Packer 1st down.
The more football I watch, the more I want to check and see if teams are going to panic when they're down on the scoreboard. And this team has shown no signs of doing that. A lot of the time, they come out after the half. Things haven't worked so well in the first go-around. They want to throw the football like crazy. But the way to open up throwing the ball is to run it. And they've run it well here to start the second half.
He's got a first down and then some at midfield. 38 yards on the scamper there.
Outside handoff to the right side. If you're a running back, you love getting the ball early so you have vision to see what's happening in front of you.
Right tackle likes that call. Big play for him. But don't forget about the guys you always tell me on the backside sealing off.
When they talk about cutoff blocks, making sure no one can leak from the backside that can run a play down.
Yeah, nobody leaked. Big play. Once again, they run with Breida on first down. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground. They'll run with a backup. This is Williams. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
I hope we give enough respect to the big guys up front because they have been getting it done on this drive. The holes have been large, and they've been barreling through and picking up first downs.
X3, 218, chop, 1030.
Throwing on first down is Rodgers. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
And able to get him inside the 5 here, just inside the 5 to about the 4. That will go as a pickup of 7 on the 7th play of the drive. They come out here in the I. 7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. They run again with Breida. He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard.
When a good play is made on defense, oftentimes leverage is the key to everything. Defensive line not getting turned, all the other guys making sure they're in the right spot, and on that play, they were able to stop them short of a first down.
Line of scrimmage, the 2. They can still get a first down if they just get a yard out of this on 4th and very short. Rodgers going to go on 4th down. Flush. Touchdown, Packers. Foster Moreau, his first touchdown here of the new campaign, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Gano the extra point, and the lead's down to a field goal at 17-14. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. The Browns drive about to get started. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
They're not ready for this, man. They're not ready for this. Y'all playing regular. Shit. Watch the shit.
And again, it's Chubb. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
Mayfield to throw it. He gets this into the hands of Taylor. And he will have the first down as he's brought down up near midfield. An effective 7-yard third down conversion. Mayfield brings him up 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 6 for 6 here to start the ball game. Mayfield. It's caught by OBJ. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Right about 20 yards on the pickup. Officially, they'll say it's going to go for 19.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
180. Hey, 133.
Mayfield looks to throw. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
There's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. On the ground, it's Chubb.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
They run it again with Chubb. And this time he's going backwards. So after the no gain on the last attempt, here they get him behind the line.
I know they've got to be careful not to go to the well too often, but it's a fine line, isn't it? Because sometimes if you got success, you want to just keep pounding away.
But no success there. They rallied quickly on the defensive end. So chalk that down as an 8-play drive capped with a field goal.
Yeah, as a friend of mine used to say, they were moving and grooving for a while, but they couldn't keep the momentum going enough to get a touchdown out of it.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
Let's go.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And that last drive, it was all about the ground game, ground and pound.
And I don't care how we're playing the game these days, offensive linemen still want to fire out and smack the guy opposite them and move the football on the ground. They feel better about that. That's what they want to do. That's how they want to play, and that's how they got it done.
Yeah, they got it for a touchdown last drive. Let's see what happens here. Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10.
Here we go. Here we go. Box it, box it, box it, box it. Inside.
This is Breida. They showed off the athletic juke. Good little gain there. Not a whole lot of real estate, but a nice carry. So from 2nd and long, now we go to 3rd and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in 4-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
On 3rd and short to give it a tight end. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
You got 58. You ready? You ready? Check 24. Check 24. 55, my God, 55.
Throwing is Rodgers.
I'm all over you.
And this will be incomplete. physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Now a give to Breida. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42.
That was a good run, and it got to the second level. And what I mean by that is that's where the linebackers usually play. First level being the defensive front, last level being the secondary. But the strong safety position ended up making the tackle, and oftentimes we call them a hybrid. Combination defensive back, combination linebacker. We saw the linebacker make the stop.
Rodgers to throw on 3rd and 1. And that will be incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. They run forward Breida, and they are going to stop him on 4th and 1 as they'll wind up going backwards. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out, and the Browns are going to get this thing back. Excellent field position. A first down throw for Mayfield. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. So that one a hold right guard.
And you understand why offensive and defensive linemen probably go to martial arts schools and work on their hands so often, because that can be the make or break difference on a play. This time he had to grab a jersey in order to make the play happen. Got caught for the penalty.
That's a gain of 11. Would have been a first down if not for that penalty moments ago. And we're back now here in Cleveland. It's the Browns football, and they've got the lead here as we start quarter number 4. On the carry, it's Chubb. They'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
The Browns on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. Throwing, Mayfield. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. So that's a big one. Obviously, Charles makes it a 2-score game. His 3rd field goal of the game, able to knock it through.
Yeah, not exactly free and clear yet, but as a defense, you get to play a little bit looser, don't you? Because you do now have a little bit of a margin of error, don't you?
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened there.
That factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
And this shot downfield on second down is brought in. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A gain there of 30 big ones.
First down, Packers.
So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. From the gun, Rodgers. And that's complete to Adams. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They tackle them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Looking to throw again on second down. Rodgers throwing middle, and it's complete. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. In for the score as they have now chopped this lead down to 3. And on that one, able to catch it, also able to have the wherewithal to take it in for the score.
And how about the phases of a successful catch and a completion of a play? Look the ball in, secure the catch, and then, of course, the run after the catch that ends up in the end zone.
So the lead shaved to 2 now as the kickoff is away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Carl Lawson with a little how do you do as he gets in there for the sack.
Well, if an offense is going to throw the ball in this part of the field, any pass rusher will tell you that's his favorite part. Gets a chance to get after the quarterback. It's almost like a reverse red zone. They can create points using their defense, and this time they take their man down.
To try again after the sack, Mayfield. He finds his target, Beckham. A big gain there after going backwards, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
A gain of 20 on the play. It's now 3rd down.
The Browns on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5.
Regular.
Here's Mayfield. And this is caught. He hits Landry. That'll go as a pickup of 8.
Couldn't just sit on it here, could they? Had to throw the ball on 3rd down. Got the big completion in the pickup. Fresh set of downs now. They've got to feel great.
And defensively a backbreaker. On 1st down, they'll run with Chubb. Not much there. Maybe a couple up to the 35. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. From the 35 on 2nd down, Mayfield toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete. The Pro Bowler Odell Beckham, the intended receiver, and that'll make it 3rd down.
Out routes are always timing routes, and if the timing's off just a little bit, it can really throw off a play. It looked like he let him a little too much there.
Yeah, there was a fraction of a second because he caught it, just couldn't stay in bounds. He's got the 1st down and more past midfield, and down right around the 37. And this is going to result in another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 37. Big hook up there, forced to throw it on third down. The connection's going to keep the drive alive and also keep the clock moving.
Yeah, and from a defensive perspective, didn't get a sack, didn't knock the ball free, didn't break up the pass. The clock keeps running on you. You're in a dire situation now.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. He was looking for Odell Beckham that time, and that'll bring up second down.
180. Check 53. Drop deep, drop deep.
And again, it's Mayfield. That's complete to his tight end, Seals Jones. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 17-yard line. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
The Packers going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. A run for Nick Chubb. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts. That's going to be their second. They'll be left with one more plus the 2-minute warning. And we'll be back. As big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is 3rd and 3. They run. Chubb. And he gets the first down yardage he needs before he's brought down at the 6. Now the Packers going to burn their 3rd and final timeout. So that will leave them with no timeouts left. Still plenty of time on the clock. We'll see how that affects things here in this fourth quarter. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. On first down, they'll run with Hunt. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Kareem Hunt, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. Solid job up front. Really just a solid job all the way around to get that one in.
That was well executed, wasn't it? Well blocked, well run. End result, 6 points.
Touchdown. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And that makes this a 9-point game. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense getting the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. To throw is Rodgers. To throw again. Got an open man. It's Washington. 14 yards. Good for a Packer first down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Working from the gun. Rodgers. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. In for the sack, Myles Garrett. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Rodgers gives this to Jamal Williams. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. It's a gain of 7 on the ground, but they'll be faced with 3rd and long. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Here's Rodgers on 3rd down. It's caught here by Adams. And he can only get this to the 42-yard line. And that is not near enough. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. The Packers go for it. Rodgers. He's going to let it fly. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by Denzel Ward. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the second week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 45. Now Chubb. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now.